CultureVulture Christmas Special 2022. Our guide to entertainment over Christmas. Highlights include Christmas Carol, a modern version of the Dickens classic, Royal Institution lectures on forensic science and thinking aloud, the football pools, mass investment on BBC Radio 4. Saturday the 24th of December 2022, Christmas Eve. Christmas Carol 8 p.m. Sky Max Showcase. Surren Jones plays a real Scrooge in this Sky comedy, a 2022 update on the Charles Dickens story. We've seen her locked in a submarine in Vigil, playing a famous 19th-century lesbian landowner in Gentleman Jack and the ultimate woman scorned in Dr. Foster, but this Christmas we'll get to see a different side of Surren Jones in Christmas Carol. Jones will be showing off her comedic talents, playing an unashamedly outspoken and self-centered entrepreneur, who has made her millions selling tatty Christmas produce online. Despite her success and wealth coming from the festive season, Carol has an Ebenezer Scrooge-style view of Christmas and avoids spending it with her family at all costs. However, on the eve of the sale of her company, which will cost all her employees their jobs, Carol gets a visit from some familiar-looking ghosts and a wild adventure begins. Their finest, 2016 film, 10:10 p.m. BBC 4. A former secretary, newly appointed as a scriptwriter for propaganda films, joins the cast and crew of a major production while the blitz rages around them. The traditional Christmas Eve celebration of Midnight Mass comes live from Leeds Cathedral. Midnight Mass live from Leeds Cathedral 11:30 p.m. BBC Radio 4. Christmas begins with a joyous celebration of the Mass of the Nativity of the Lord, which begins with the blessing of the crib. Bishop of Leeds, Marcus Stock, leads the service and reflects on Christmas and what it means to our world today. Music includes Introit hymn, O Come All Ye Faithful. Gloria, Missa Sancti Nicholai, Haydn. Psalm, Today a Saviour, Duffy. Offertory motet, Quem Pastors, Praetorius. Offertory hymn, O Little Town of Bethlehem. Sanctus and Benedictus, Missa Sancti Nicholai, Haydn. Agnus Dei, Missa Sancti Nicholai, Haydn. Communion, Candlelight Carol, Rutter. Communion hymn, Silent Night. Final hymn, Hark! The Herald Angels Sing. Sunday the 25th of December 2022, Christmas Day. Secret Lives of the Apostles 10 p.m. National Geographic. Before the Church, before the Gospels, before the word Christian, there were the Apostles. This is their story. Monday the 26th of December 2022, Boxing Day. Sliced bread, wake up lights and S.A.D lamps 12:32 p.m. BBC Radio 4. Can wake up lights and S.A.D lamps really boost our mood? Royal Institution Christmas Lectures, 1 of 3, 8 p.m. BBC 4. In a series of 3 lectures broadcast on BBC 4 on the 26th, 27th, and the 28th of December, Professor Dame Sue Black will reveal the secrets of the real-life scientific detective process she uses to identify both the dead and the living. Tuesday the 27th of December 2022, Holiday Tuesday. Royal Institution Christmas Lectures, 2 of 3, 8 p.m. BBC 4. Professor Dame Sue Black continues her series of lectures on forensic science. 1917, 2019 film, 9 p.m. BBC 1. April 6, 1917. As an infantry battalion assembles to wage war deep in enemy territory, 2 soldiers are assigned to race against time and deliver a message that will stop 1,600 men from walking straight into a deadly trap. Lionesses, When Football Came Home 9 p.m. Sky Showcase. A sports documentary about the England squad's famous 2022 European Championship win. Wednesday the 28th of December 2022. Thinking Aloud, the football pools, mass investment 4 p.m. BBC Radio 4. Betting and investment, Laurie Taylor explores the connections and the differences between two apparently very different phenomena, the football pools and the stock market. He's joined by Keith Laybourne, Professor Emeritus of History at the University of Huddersfield, who charts the rise and fall of the football pools over the 20th century. In its heyday, millions of working-class people hoped for a life-changing jackpot check presented by a sporting personality, and stories of big wins punctuated the news. So what led to a flutter on the pools falling out of favour? And Amy Edwards, lecturer of modern British history at the University of Bristol, asks, "Are we rich yet?" in a study which considers the way in which a growing number of British people engaged in stock market investment as financial markets became part of daily life from the 1980s following the privatisation of British Telecom. Did this development take investment away from the oak-panelled world of the city and give the wider public a genuine stake in popular capitalism? The Day After Tomorrow, 2004 film for 6:40 p.m. Jack Hall must make a daring trek from Washington, D.C. to New York City to reach his son, trapped in the center of a sudden international storm which plunges the planet into a new ice age. Le Mans 66, 2019 film, 9 p.m. Film 4. American car designer Carroll Shelby and driver Ken Miles battle corporate interference, the laws of physics and their own personal demons to build a revolutionary race car for Ford and challenge Ferrari at the 24 Hours of Le Mans in 1966. Thursday, the 29th of December 2022. Marie Antoinette, 1 of 8, 9 p.m. BBC 2. The new series promises 8 episodes of aristocratic drama, following a fiercely determined titular character, played by Emilia Schul, as she is forced to leave Austria aged only 14, marry and reckon with a sense of personal freedom, individuality and self-determination. Friday, the 30th of December 2022, 11 a.m. BBC Radio 4. The Truth About Jazz, Jazz and Protest. Clive Myrie concludes his series by examining jazz's role in protest, politics and diplomacy away from America. The series ends with a visit to the home of the father of jazz. Shameless, The Rise and Fall of Katie Price, 10 p.m. Channel 5. Katie Price, aka Jordan, began her career as an 18-year-old page 3 glamour model in the UK during the 1990s. Her rocky love life and her money troubles will be featured. As well as looking at her private life, the documentary will also feature details on her recent bankruptcy case. Stalin's Executioners, The Katyn Massacre, for 40 p.m. PBS America. The story of the Katyn Massacre seen from both sides, that of the victims and that of the perpetrators. It reveals how this crime, attributed to the Nazis for 50 years, was in fact carried out by the Soviet secret police, the NKVD. Royal Institution Christmas Lectures, 3 of 3, 8 p.m. BBC 4. Professor Dame Sue Black concludes her series of lectures on forensic science. Selections by Pat Harrington.
The CultureVulture weekly podcast on counterculture is available through several web syndication services including Spotify and Amazon Music. By subscribing to one of these services, you can have the audio edition of CultureVulture and other content automatically downloaded to your computer or other device.